Okay, so we're live and now again just waiting for a few viewers to join in and confirm they can hear us. So just let me know if you can hear the link. It's like open. Can you hear it?
No, I can't.
Bas, ठीक है. Yeah, just you're not supposed to. So I was like, okay, let me just confirm. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I do have a few viewers. Assalamu alaikum everyone. If you could please just mention in the comments that you can like hear us and see us both clearly. Well, hear me clearly. Yeah, so I'm getting likes. I suppose that qualifies. है ना? I mean, I always ask for comments, but somehow they're very delayed. So we're just gonna begin. Okay. Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Rida Zainab from Creative Kinder House, and joining me today is Shahmir from Wonder Tree. He is the regional outreach manager there and has been working there since 2017. And he's the manager for regions of Punjab, KPK, Islamabad, and other northern territories. As part of Wonder Tree, Shahmir is responsible for the business development and liaison partnerships. So, Assalamu alaikum, Shahmir, and thank you for joining us today.
Walaikum salam. It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
The pleasure is all ours, and we hope you enjoy this. So, I've given a brief introduction about you, but still, if you could tell our viewers a little bit more about yourself.
So personally, I'm an engineer, and I graduated in 2012 in telecommunications. Worked with a couple of different corporations over the span of like 6 years, and
Yeah.
then I happened to join Wonder Tree. And I always want to do something impactful, something that gives back to the society. So that was a very huge motivating factor for me, and
Yeah.
in joining Wonder Tree, and they were doing an amazing job. So that's how I ended up here. Now, while working at Wonder Tree, I'm also doing my MBA from Zavist, and that's about me. This is how I ended up here.
Okay. So, like, you're good with where you are, and you're like enjoying it, basically. That okay. I lost your audio, Shamit.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, so basically, as I told you, that I always wanted to do something meaningful and
Impactful. Yeah.
impactful. Yeah, so working with these children and working for these children is very, it gives you a sense of fulfillment and content, and that is how I, fuel myself working.
That's amazing. So, Wonder Tree. Let's talk about what it is and how it started.
So back in 2016, it started off as startup, and there was this guy named Usman, who is our current chief technical officer, CTO, and Mohammed Vakas, who is our CEO. So these were the two guys. Even before that, initially, the idea was inspired at home by
Yeah.
Usman. His elder brother was diagnosed with a condition. He was a slow learner, and I think some mild CP issues also. So
Okay.
one day, all his life, he was the younger brother, and his elder brother was going through all of this. He used to watch him and go through all of this with him with the family. So one day, what he notices is that the games that Usman plays, his elder brother is actually very keen in playing those games, and very responsive and very much focused playing those games. So that was when the idea hit him, and he was at that time he was working for his graduation's final year project, and he was brainstorming for ideas, and this idea came up that why not make something that can actually, if these video games can grasp their attention, and they're
Yeah.
so much interested interested in these visual, stimulants. So why not use this technology and this platform to make something which can actually improve their lives and add value to their lives. So this is how the idea, popped up, and then he discussed this with his friend Vakas, and they registered themselves as a startup at Nest.io, and from there things started off. Initially, there was a team of 4 to 5 people, game designers and environment designers, and then they the team started building up, and they won a lot of awards nationally and internationally due to these games, and they represented Pakistan at Stanford University,
At Stanford,
and
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
I
they
think
were
you guys won the third prize at the
yeah,
Global Innovation.
yeah,
Yeah,
global
okay.
competition, the global competition, and other than that, a lot of local national competitions that they won. And now we are currently a team of around 22 people,
MashaAllah.
and we have an office in Karachi, and I am working from Islamabad remotely, and that's how we got here.
That's how you say. Matlab, I can hear it now from the story as well. They say okay, the best things like to succeed, they need a bit of passion and like it comes from home. So obviously the motivation is over there. So
Yeah,
Wondertree is basically it makes augmented reality games, right? So can you
yeah.
explain to our viewers what augmented reality is basically?
Okay, so most of the people don't are not usually aware of this technology, especially
Mhm.
here in Pakistan. Internationally, it's been quite some time that this technology is out there, but specifically being used as a tool to improve lives for special people with special needs. That's not something that you hear every other day, and especially in Pakistan, I don't think that there is anybody else, any company, or
Mhm.
even on individual levels who are using this technology to improve lives. To tell you briefly about augmented
Yeah,
reality is that I'm sure people would have seen these virtual reality headsets at malls and gaming zones.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so it's quite similar to that technology. It is an advanced level of virtual reality. In virtual reality, what happens is that you can see you are in a completely digital environment. So it's a new environment. You don't see any real objects in that environment, and you can basically interact with those digital environments. But it is completely you are completely surrounded in that environment. You're completely surrounded by the digital world. But with augmented reality, what happens is that you can actually augment the real world with this digital world. So if you, it's just like it works like mirror therapy. Like if you're standing in a mirror and you can
Mhm.
see your reflection, right? And you can see the window behind me, the sofas at the back, and that table, everything, the walls, everything. So what happens is that different digital objects, we call them assets, would come into the view in the mirror
Mhm.
on the screen, and you can actually interact with those digital objects. For example, if I move my hand over here, there would be a bubble or a scoop of ice cream falling from the roof, and I can actually catch it,
Catch
or
it.
I can pop the bubble. So
Okay.
this is how you interact with digital environment, and this is what is called augmented reality. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, okay, how can I say how accessible is are these games, and what kind of like you need a PC, especially because I'm not a very tech educated, so I don't know
Okay.
like what kind of PC you would need, what kind of laptop you would need.
Okay, so initially, what we were doing was that we were using. I'm sure you've seen that Kinect thing that is used with Xbox.
Hmm.
We use that device. It's a depth sensor which actually detects 26 joints of the human body, and
Okay.
that's how it knows your position, and on 3 different axes, it calculates the movement of your joints, and that's how it records your presence. And that's how you're able to interact with the objects on the screen. So Now, initially, it was a very huge task for us to minimize the cost of hardware, because that device itself costs a lot, and then the computer system and the TV screen, or monitor screen costs a lot. So it was around more than 1 lakh rupees
Okay.
installment.
Okay.
But constantly we used to work on this, that we should, minimize the costs. And
Mhm.
working in that direction, now what we have achieved is that we now you can play these games on a normal laptop, and you don't need those extra hardware to accompany and to play these games. So this is a very recent intervention, and this is one great achievement from Wonder Tree, that we were able to achieve this. But now you can only, you only need a webcam, normal webcam of your computer
Oh,
or your
okay.
laptop to play these games. So that camera actually acts as a depth sensor. So in terms of accessibility, we have managed until now this, that we have provided, that we have made our games playable on a normal computer. But still there are some hardware constraints, like there's some requirements that you need to fulfill to be able to make your laptop be able to play those games. So there are very minimum requirements. There's a graphics card. You need a graphics card, 2 GB graphics card. There's a 4 GB RAM that you need, and a fourth generation quad core processor. So it's a technical.
No, but I'm sure those some of the viewers, they would definitely understand it, and I can look these specifications up because
Yeah,
this is
and
really
also, if anybody who is watching wants to log on to our website, www.wondertree.co.
okay.
So yeah, so you on the front page, there's a button which says download, and you can download our games directly
Yeah,
on your
okay.
computer. Yeah, so again, talking about accessibility, it's so accessible that sitting anywhere in the world, you can
Hmm.
just go log on to our website, and there you can find a free download option right on the
Okay.
front page, on the top right corner. And if you scroll down the page, you can see all the requirements already mentioned there, and that you can cross check that what requirements you have at your PC, and what upgrades, if needed, you need to make.
Well,
Um,
that's actually amazing because I think sometimes people don't like focus enough on their websites now. Okay, they're not
yeah.
easily navigated through. So that's great that your website is can be easily navigated. So like there's a free download option, but are there any क्या कहते हैं, further updates that need to be bought or something? What is the pricing system for the
Um,
games?
yeah, so initially, when we released this version, the webcam version, which was available online, and so it was released during the COVID periods, because since COVID, the pandemic started, and
Yeah.
the schools were locked down. So we could not reach, and the kids were at home, and all these kind of issues. So we wanted to address this as soon as possible. So what we did was that we worked, days and nights to get this platform up, and now it's available. So for the period of the COVID, and now the news that is latest is that for first 3 months it's
Mm-hmm.
free of cost, and
Okay.
you can just download the games and play. Initially, it was 15-day trial period, which is standard for everybody. And
Yeah.
even after that trial period, the cost is very, very, very low. It's around 300 bucks, 300 rupees per month
Oh,
for one person, for one
yeah.
child. So
Okay.
I don't think so that it's considering the technology and all of the
Yeah.
things, very, very, very minimal.
That's no, that's amazing. That's amazing. So
So this is
let's yeah.
the purpose to make things very accessible and cheap. So because the special education in Pakistan
Mhm.
is limited, A, and B, the it's very like on the higher end of the
Exactly.
fees and everything. So keeping this in mind, that there is a lot of there are masses who cannot afford this kind of education, and so we wanted to include both the spectrums.
That's amazing. So let's talk about the games. What are the key features of these games, and which type of special needs, like because there are different categories to these games cater to.
Okay, so there's not no specific disorder that we focused on.
Okay.
So so how the process of making these games starts is that we have a panel of psychologists,
Mm-hmm.
in-house psychologists at Wondertree. They're very experienced, very well skilled people, and then we have a panel of psychologists from all over Pakistan,
Okay.
some doctors from Aga Khan, some people from very renowned people from Islamabad, NIRM, National Institute of Rehabilitation and Medicine. So we've worked with these people to come up with or help us rather in designing these games and how what kind of the functions they would want us to focus on. So what we came up with was that instead of because uh, we don't claim it to be a cure, right? We can't
Yeah.
heal the problem. It's not medicine that we are providing. It's an assistive
Mm-hmm.
tool, basically. So what it does is that it enhances the process of the learning curve. It improves the learning curve of the person. So instead of hitting directly the disorders, we what we did was focus on functions. So it
Okay.
improves functionality. And for example, if there are few games who focus on upper limbic movements and lower limbic movements, and then some of the games focus on like hand-eye coordination and memory retention and focus. So
Mm-hmm.
these kind of things that we focus on through these games. Plus there are a couple of cognitive games that increase the learning abilities, and educational games also. So we try to cover all of the things that would prove to be helpful in making lives or the functionality of these people better in their daily lives, so they may better communicate with each other, with other people, and learn a lot of things. So instead of focusing on the disorders, we would
Got it.
rather
Yeah.
focus on the functions. Yeah.
Okay. So and even like functions, if the games are designed for functions, do you have a target, say, age bracket for these games?
As far as I know, I'm not a psychologist, but as far as I know,
Yeah.
these s- people with special needs, their actual age and their mental age is very different.
Different. Yeah.
So it varies from in terms of actual age and mental age. But what we've seen, I've seen people at the age of around 40 and 50 play it like anything. So at our
Okay.
time, they were using these games in their sports rehabilitation center, and it was not a child institute. It was basically meant for people who were older in age.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think there is age bracket, but for sure we have tried our best to like make it interesting for all. Yeah.
For all
Yeah.
ages. Okay, that's great. So another like when it's talking about these games and all, screen time is a concern, right? Okay, is that going to be harmful or not? So do you think if these games are used a lot, the excessive screen time can be a concern? Or what do you usually recommend how much these games should be played on a daily basis or something?
Yeah, so usually the attention span of the special children is very limited.
Yeah.
But even with the games, we've seen people wanting to play for longer periods of time.
Hmm.
Even though the distance from the screen while playing our games is around 7 to 8 feet, and it is a very safe distance.
Okay.
But even then, we recommend that like what our psychologists recommend, and what the feedback we've been getting from the schools and the doctors is that it should be played for around 12 to 15 minutes. Yeah. And it's very safe.
Oh, okay. So 12 to 15 minutes in, say, one, um, क्या कहते
A
हैं?
day or 2 days or 3 days, because
हाँ,
initially we were dealing with schools, so
okay.
they had their own. And again, you always need a facilitator to like make the children play the games and be with
Mhm.
them all at all times. So getting this feedback from the schools and colleges where, for example, Bahria Special School, what they did was they used to dedicate a whole period, a weekly period. So they
Okay.
did a weekly basis, because they had a huge number of children. Like it's a big school, and so they had made these rostrums, while like this week these are the names of the children who would be getting the games period, and every day they would rotate the children and make them play. And we've been getting this feedback from them that the children are constantly they wait whole week for this period, and they are always asking when is going to be this the Wonder Tree Games
It's
period.
like a
And
treat for them. It's like a treat
yeah,
for them.
yeah.
That's
It's
cute. That's
very
cute.
heartwarming. It's very heartwarming.
So I also read that Wonder Tree was nominated by Google for its accelerator program. That
Yeah.
so what? Yeah, how was that experience for the team?
It's honestly it's amazing, our efforts and our ideas being recognized from such huge companies, and like people renowned for their efforts, for their work all around the world. And these kind of companies and corporations acknowledging startups like us in a country like Pakistan. So
Yeah,
I'm sure this puts Pakistan on a very on a map of the world, in an image of Pakistan that is very, very positive and very tech innovative. So it was a huge achievement for us, and it's an amazing feeling to be associated with such a name, and we plan to do greater things, inshallah.
inshallah. So okay, you also shared some links with me.
Yeah.
So should I just put something up, or is
Yeah,
there?
sure. Sure,
Okay.
sure. Just put up the videos, and I'll if can I speak while the video is up?
Yes,
If you
definitely, definitely. I'll
Okay,
just
if you
put
can
one
turn
up and
off
then
the
you can
sound,
tell about it.
yeah, if you can turn off the sound of the video, I'll be able
Okay.
to explain.
ठीक है. Okay. Just let me put. So I don't know why, for some reason, when I do the share screen thing, my this it disappears. My screen disappears. So, but still, I'll try it again. Hopefully, I don't close this time.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, you didn't hear me.
No.
Oh, okay. So, well, I did give all the viewers a fair warning. I'm not that tech savvy. I was saying, as soon as I open up the share screen window, my Chrome closes down. I don't know why.
Okay, should I
So,
try? Should I
yeah,
try?
yeah, you can share it. And all the while doing this, I've been thinking I should probably get this game for my own brother, and we want to do this with our own kids as well. And it was
Definitely.
yeah. Okay, so this is what you have
So
shared.
can you see the screen now?
Yep, the screen is up.
Okay, so this is scooped. Oh, wait. Yeah. So this is the kid is holding scoop.
Yeah.
So this is the real footage, and this is how he is watching himself on screen.
Cute.
So the purpose of this game is to catch the falling scoops in the cone.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
So
yeah. All of these games were designed with the help of your panel of psychologists.
yeah, basically.
Okay.
So it basically this game is focused on focus attention and lateral movement and upper limbic
Mhm.
movement. So what we do is, and how this game works is that there are 30 levels, and
Okay.
the first level is the easiest and base level, where the span of movement is very limited.
Mm-hmm.
So each and every level, the intensity increases. So it becomes difficult to catch the scoops. The gun moving, the scoop gun basically on the top
Yep.
is. And so if a guy is more, like capturing the scoops on one end very swiftly and very, is performing better, the machine learning algorithm would, guide the scoop gun to, focus on the other side as well. So this is how, if the upper limbic movements, if you want to improve the upper limbic movements and make the muscles more strengthen the muscles, you can do that through this game. And then the next advanced step for this game is that after that we make the child hold a box or something, and we can add weights to that box, so it improves the muscle strength as well. And then it's basically an exercise, physiotherapy.
Okay.
तो बच्चे को पता भी नहीं होता, and it's actually, helping him improve a lot of things. So
Yes.
this is how this game works. And then we have a couple of more games
Okay.
which are on the educational spectrum, on the side, educational side as well. I'll show you one. This
Definitely.
is this is Urdu Trace.
Yeah.
So
Let me just put it up. Okay. Okay. Here it is. Yeah.
yeah. So these are Urdu roofs, and you can actually draw these roofs on the
Oh.
screen, so they can see
Okay.
themselves. And this is how, like, you can teach them these words. So initially, you can change the size of the alphabets also.
Okay.
So initially, if a child, as you're a psychologist yourself, you must know that कुछ बच्चों जिनके हाथ में डिफॉर्मिटी होती है, या उनको हाथ खोलने में बंद करने में मसला होता है, so this game helps them a lot to
Hmm.
initially you can change the gestures of the hand with which
Yeah.
it operates. So all the track lines that you see on the alphabet, on the Urdu harf, is that you have to stroke it down, you have to grip and drag it down to form the shape.
Hmm.
So initially, what we do is we use a palm for to make it
For the
work,
tracing.
and
Yeah.
yeah, for the tracing, and then you can change the stimulants to the grip, like this, a fist. And then after that, on later stages, and with this, gradually you can increase or decrease the size of the alphabet as well. So if somebody is having trouble with drawing on a smaller piece, you can enlarge the character,
Enlarge.
and they can
Okay.
move around also, and it will even then detect. And slowly you can, shorten the letter with time, as the person
With
gets better
practice,
drawing.
definitely.
Yeah. And then in the last stages, what we do is that this will be the gesture the game will detect and only work then. So this is a process through which you can take and make the child eventually write on paper, and
Exactly.
they
No,
are
like
they've seen.
exactly. With these children, you need to, especially when you're teaching them academics, you need to have different mediums and make sure that the work is interesting
Mm.
for them so that they can
Yeah.
learn. So I find this like really interesting and really amazing what you guys did with this.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. The next game is Bubble Pop, and this is one of the most popular games. Uh,
I can imagine.
yeah. So you have superpowers in your hand, and you have to pop the bubbles.
Cute. That's cute.
So there's ample amount of artificial intelligence and machine learning used in this game. So if a kid, because there was a case where a kid actually, calculated from where the bubbles appear, and he had
Oh,
mastered it somehow. I don't know how that happened, but that was the case. And so we had to introduce this that with every good performance, the
yeah.
direction from where the bubbles appear changes, and it's based on artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms. So
I think it's amazing that because of that kid, you guys had to like put in more thought, more effort.
yeah,
Ke how that's great. That's amazing.
yeah.
So okay, all of these games are great, Shami, and I really love to learn more about Wonder Tree. So, what is the say future vision for Wonder Tree? Where do you guys see yourself in the coming years?
Um, First of all, be able to provide as much as new games, come up with new games. Personally, I had pitched this idea to my team as well to work on, because we are constantly looking for new ideas and to add to our list games. We have added around 5 to 6 games only in this year, last few months. So we are also working on early childhood development curriculum. So national curriculum for early childhood development. We have already come up with a couple of games for that, and we're gamifying the curriculum basically. So branching out from special needs to normal children as well.
Yeah.
So making more and more games. Secondly, one good idea. So these are short-term goals, basically.
Hmm.
So one thing that I would love to see happen through these games is that we be able to, introduce some empathy and the concepts of caring for others and these kind of things that a child may be able to go through the daily chores himself by himself, and like wearing his clothes, washing his face. So there's so much that you can do and
So
achieve
much
with augmented,
potential here.
yeah, with augmented reality basically. So like for example, imagine somebody that you just saw a kid holding a digital scoop in his hand.
Yeah.
So we have a game called Picket. Let
Hmm.
me show you as well
Of
while
course.
I'm telling you about this one. So Picket, so through this concept, what we can do is, wait a second. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm just gonna put it up in the stream. Okay, now you can play it.
yeah. So Picket, their animals and their transport. So this is a very early stage game.
Hmm.
So we show the picture, and then there's a shadow, and then on the right side, different pieces or parts of that object show up, and you have to place them on the
Place
right
them.
place.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the game, and different objects show up, and you can do a lot of things with this. So the ultimate stage for this game is that how I see it is that a room full of objects, and they're
Hmm.
scattered. First, you show the child how it should be. The table should be there. The sofas should be placed in this order, and there should be a painting on the wall and everything. So, and then the next scene is that they're all scattered, and you tell them to pick and place these objects in their right places.
In the proper
Uh,
position. Yeah.
yeah, so and then you can basically help them. There's an old man who wants to cross the road, and your target is to help him cross the road. So this is how you infuse empathy and care for others, and you can do so many things with this. So that is the future, to make these children and help these children achieve and live normal lives. The infrastructure in our country is very limited, and but our hopes are high, and we'll be constantly working in this direction. The longer vision is that we make these games available in each and every home, um, special or not special. All children are equal in our eyes, and we will be constantly working for their betterment and their better future of for the children. Like even working for ECD, and devising the curriculum, gamifying it, coming up with new mediums of learning and stuff. This is what we love, and we want to see a brighter future for our children.
Inshallah, inshallah. And like you were talking about creating empathy, in these schemes, I feel can also help in the say inclusion part, because if a child on the spectrum or having other special needs, and a typical child, if they like play these games together, so that would foster some sort of
Yeah,
friendship and like social connection. So that would be amazing. Uh,
definitely.
from your talk, there's also a question. We got a question in the comments. Okay, can the games be customized based on individual child's needs?
Mm, yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
now what we have done is that we have made a few games on a level basis. So there are 30
Okay.
levels. Um, there is some amount of customization that you can do. For example, if while playing Scoop, there is a setting options, and for institutions or personalized, or for the institutions that we've already done this, that if they requested us to like add some settings or customize the games for
Mm-hmm.
a special for a special person, that we have already done. So
Okay.
there used to be settings of, as far as now, what you could do is that if more you want to focus on the right hand side of the person
Mm-hmm.
or the left side of the person, you can shift the direction of the scoops falling. So the more on the for example, if you are focusing on the right hand side, more scoops would fall from the right hand side. So the
Yeah,
right hand limbic movement would be more engaged. So these are kind of settings you can this is how you can customize the games for now. But definitely, if you contact us, our contact details are available on our website www.wondertree.co, and there's a phone number also given. There's an email address. You can contact us on the website as well. So download the games, play them. I would request all the people who are watching this right now, just play these games, download them, and give us your feedback. And
feedback.
just yeah, that is how we always have worked, and we want to work by getting the feedback and improving our games. And like the question that if they are customizable, definitely. If there is a need, we will definitely add that option in the games.
That's amazing. And seriously, we all like appreciate everything Wonder Tree is doing, and like wish you guys all the best.
Thank you so
So
much.
yeah, thank you so much for joining us today, Shami. This was
You're
very
welcome.
insightful, and I'm sure those who didn't know about Wonder Tree learned, and hope that you all download these games. And again, like Shami said, please give correct, honest feedback, so that the feedback is going to help them work more hard and
Yes.
make the games better. So thank you so much for joining us today, Shami.
Thank you so much. You're welcome.
Thank you. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.